Hi, everybody, and welcome to Rainbow Family Park for tonight's baseball action. I'm your play-by-play announcer, Eric. Stay away from floodwaters Carrington, and boy, have we got a good game going on for you tonight. Stay tuned. We've got tons of information on flood safety and projects planned to prevent flooding in the valley for you and your family. Let's send it down to Betty Hollister for tonight's starting lineup.
Thanks, Eric. Hello, I'm Betty Hollister, Public Information Manager with the Regional Flood Control District, and welcome to another edition of the Flood Channel. Coming up on today's show, we'll hit one out of the park with a look at some projects that are ready for construction that will not only protect the community when it rains, they will also create more than 2,000 jobs, which is crucial to our local economy in these tough economic times. Then we'll be safe at home with a look at what you and your family should do before, during, and after the storm to ensure that you're prepared. After that, we'll knock in the winning run with a look at our annual Flood Safety News Conference, all that and our Flood 101 segment coming up on this Play Ball edition of the Flood Channel.
Play ball!
Welcome back to the Flood Channel. In baseball, you're taught to keep your eye on the ball, and the district is always doing that by designing and constructing flood control projects to minimize the flood risk for the community. So what's coming down the third base line and getting a green light from the coach to go home as far as flood control projects are concerned? So, Carrie Ann, what's the call?
Safe, and the district plays it safe when it comes to flash flooding. It all starts with the planning and design of flood control projects. Over the next few months, the district will have more than 25 projects under construction at a cost of nearly $200 million. Commissioner Larry Brown, our board chairman, a former pro ball player and an avid Red Sox fan. He knows the district is doing a grand slam job with flood control projects.
Not bad, not bad.
So talk to me about the significance of this record number of projects coming forward.
Well, right now the district has 25 projects coming online. Never before in our history has this moment in time occurred. And it's a wonderful opportunity because not only are we getting 25 projects in the community, but it's going to have a tremendous impact. It's going to create jobs. We have construction costs of over $200 million. So it's great for the district. It fulfills our mission to build these capital programs. Likewise, at a critical time in our economy, it's putting people to work, a lot of local firms keeping their doors open, so it's a win-win situation.
So what kind of impact does this have on the local economy?
Well, obviously the impact on the local economy is critically important. We have close to 2,000 jobs that could come out of this project list. And not only that, again, when you look at Las Vegas right now, public work projects are so critically important because the private sector has been struggling. We have firms closing their doors, people being put out of work. Our ability to keep the economy stimulated and keep people working, it's a great situation for the district where we fulfill our mission to build and keep those people in Las Vegas working and bringing home paychecks.
So bring us up to date on what the district has accomplished so far.
Right now, our capital program is going along perfectly. We have 82 detention basins built to date. We have 515 miles of flood channels, and this is right on target. People like results, and we're able to show those.
So the district believes in a community approach to flood control, but sometimes residents don't see the impacts until a severe storm hits. What kind of impact do these flood control facilities have on people's lives?
The great thing about the district is we're able to go out and demonstrate to the public our projects and how effective they are. So we have a very, very aggressive program where we try to get out and give them the lessons of flood control and flood awareness, safety awareness, especially as we approach the summer months and the flood season, to make people aware of the importance of safety, especially when the floods do hit. It can be devastating. as far as when to stay away from our channels and stay away from the roads when flooding occurs. So that message, especially to our newcomers to the valley, critically important to the overall mission of the district.
So talk about how detention basins are also used for recreation.
One of the benefits of the district's capital program is we've been able to take advantage of some large land areas. A lot of our facilities are located on BLM parcels where it's at no cost or very low cost to the local government. And not only have we been able to put the facilities in to protect people and property from floods, we've also been able to take advantage of the mixed use component. In a lot of our detention basins, we've actually built recreational amenities. We have baseball fields, soccer fields, softball fields, walking tracks, and it's just been a win-win situation where the rain comes in Las Vegas, but it comes periodically. And for the rest of the year, when the rains aren't here, we're able to go in and take advantage of the recreational opportunities for our residents. So many people have commented when they find out after the fact that the primary purpose of some of our basins are flood control, they're absolutely amazed. We've had some of the projects recognized nationally, not only for the flood control component, but also for the recreational side. Great for the Las Vegas community.
So sports is obviously a big part of your family's lives. How does it make you feel to be a part of creating some of these multi-use facilities?
You know, I've been very fortunate being involved with the Flood Control District. My 3 children have been involved in athletics since they were 4 and 5 years old. And now I look around the valley and see some of the mixed-use facilities. My children, as well as tens of thousands of Las Vegas children, have taken advantage of and been able to utilize these great facilities. My girls go to Centennial High School, and just recently they won the state softball championship at Majestic Park, a nationally recognized mixed-use facility where it's a dedicated softball complex for the girls and a tremendously important flood control facility for the district. So it's great to step back and see your fingerprints on some of these projects, and the bottom line, the citizens of Las Vegas benefit.
Every 5 years we update our master plan. We look at what's been completed, what needs to be built to protect existing businesses and residents from flooding. So we continue to implement that plan, continue to connect one piece to the next piece, do it in a logical order, not build anything out of sequence so we would pose flooding problems on somebody else in the interim.
Pardon the pun, but we've done a lot of the groundwork in regards to, rainfall and flooding in the Las Vegas Valley. We've done our homework, we've created a master plan, and we know how we want to control that water and point it in the right direction into our channels, into our storm drain system, out to Lake Mead. That's what we're trying to do, and we've really accomplished that. And we need to continue to move forward with those projects.
I am very pleased to say that 4 years ago we put in motion a financial plan that would allow us to go out to bonding next year. And with the economic downturn, we still have the capacity to bond. So we recently are selling $150 million in bonds to expedite the implementation of the plan to provide more protection to more areas of the residents within Clark County.
I mean, I think there's lots of reasons to look at flood control, not only sort of the life safety issues, which I think are of the utmost importance, but also you're talking about securing or protecting both the property that's out there, opening up lands for development, making existing property safer. And the fact of the matter is that a master planned approach to flood control saves everybody money. If we all had to provide that flood control at the individual property level, residential and commercial, it would cost us much more than having a master planned approach to flood control facilities that essentially we all bear the burden for.
Currently we have $119 million worth of jobs, so it's 14 and a half miles of conveyance structures, which would be storm drains and channels and box culverts. And 2 detention basins are currently under construction or about to start construction. Some of the biggest projects that are currently in construction would be the Centennial Parkway Channel project up in North Las Vegas. Centennial Parkway Channel is an $18.5 million job. It's about 2 miles of box culvert ranging in size from 14 foot wide by 6 foot high at the upstream end to a double 20 foot wide by 6 foot high box culvert at the downstream end. The Duck Creek Railroad Detention Basin is located in Clark County. It's right at near the intersection of Cactus and Rainbow. It's about an 870 acre-foot detention basin with about 4,100 linear feet of collector channel. The Northeast C1 detention basin is a 350 acre-foot detention basin. There's about over a mile of collection channel and another mile of outfall pipe on that project, and it's about a $13 million job. Some of the other 17 projects include the Pittman Railroad East conveyance structure in the city of Henderson. The Horse Drive Interchange project is up in the city of Las Vegas at the Horse Drive and US 95 interchange. The Las Vegas Wash Jones Elkhorn to Farm Road project in the city of Las Vegas. The Okie Storm Drain, Birch to Kalen. Projects that are out to bid right now would include the Flamingo Wash Eastern to Desert Inn in Clark County, Bootleg Canyon Phase 1 in Boulder City, and the Grand Teton Overpass in Las Vegas. There's another 11 projects that will advertise soon and go out to bid for construction. That would include $174 million worth of projects, almost 8 miles of channel or conveyance structures, and 5 detention basins. There's a total of 28 projects that are either in construction, about to start construction, or about to advertise, and that's $293 million worth of work.
This is historic for the district. This has never happened to this extent and as large as this in my history with the district. There's going to be a lot of areas that are going to realize flood protection within the next year that they did not have or did not see in the past. We are in a very fortunate position too with this economic downturn to put over 2,000 people to work throughout the Las Vegas Valley on these needed flood control projects that aren't there just for one storm, but they're there for many storms, but more importantly, they're there for generations to come.
This is a multi-government effort to deal with the issues of flood control, and that's pretty significant. That alone will create hundreds of jobs.
Well, I mean, in terms of the total number of jobs, look, anytime that you're constructing a major project, you're doing 2 things. 1, you are putting people to work, and number 2, you are paying wages and salaries to Nevada families. Both of those things, that is money that was generated by Nevada but stays in Nevada, which is extremely important from an economic impact standpoint.
Because I've grown up here, I've seen this economy have its ups and its downs, and we're down right now. But I also am being very optimistic. We're going to come out of this. And I truly believe that. We may be the first city to have to deal with this economic downturn, but we will also be the first city to come out of this.
This historic moment for the district to have all these projects under construction at one time could not have happened without our member entities, their public works department, the construction community. It's truly a public-private partnership to build projects that are going to protect lives and property.
With all these projects soon underway, the district is pitching a perfect game. Betty?
Thanks, Carrie Ann. And we'll be back with more in the Flood Channel right after this.
I'm Agent Smith.
I'm Agent Jones.
And we're back busting people who pollute Clark County.
Oh, so you're gonna have to come with us.
Well, what have I done now? Sir, did you know by washing your car at home puts chemicals and trash into storm drains?
Really? Car washes recycle water and they don't pollute Lake Mead.
Oh. Is Clark County your home?
And you don't like trash in your home?
No.
Then don't trash Clark County. It's our home too.
Okay. Hi, I'm Las Vegas City Councilman Steve Ross, and you're watching the Flood Channel.
Don't press your luck. Steer clear of floodwater.
I thought my homeowner's insurance covered water damage, doesn't it?
No, your homeowner's policy does not cover flood damage from storms. You need a separate flood insurance policy, and it takes 30 days for it to take effect. Welcome back to the Flood Channel. In baseball, managers always have a game plan to try and win every challenge, and the district believes that you and your family should also have a good game plan before, during, and after those intense summer storms. Carrie Ann brings us the play-by-play.
A lot of you out there would probably guess that hurricanes or tornadoes are among the nation's most deadly natural disasters. But the fact is, flooding is responsible for more deaths than any other weather-related emergency. And that's why we want you to be prepared before, during, and after a storm.
Now, how do you know if you're at a flood risk? Well, even in a 100-year flood zone where there's a 1% chance of having a flood, you can still always have a flood in your business and your home, and it's really important to have flood insurance. How do you know if you're in a flood zone? You just need to go online to www.regionalflood.org, and there they'll explain it all there for you. Well, with the Red Cross, we always recommend that you have a 3-day supply of food, water, anything else you need to keep yourself comfortable for 3 days. And that is like flashlights, and just have a kit that's reasonable with a lot of fresh water. Here is our 3-day kit. You can go to www.redcross.org and order these kits, or you can create your own kit. And we do have information that can support you in that. In this kit, we have lots of water. Again, this is for one adult for 3 days. We have the trusty flashlight. We have gloves. Why would you think you'd need gloves during a disaster? Things get broken and things are sharp. Food, it doesn't look too appetizing. However, in a disaster, it would taste pretty darn good. We also have a raincoat in case you have a chemical spill or you may have to do a shelter in place and you need to put these on your windows and all and be inside. So you have that. You have a whistle in case you need some support and help from someone. And of course, we have our first aid kit for your family. And right here is a 3-day supply of water for a family of 4. Well, with the water, it's 1 case per person for 3 days. And the reason why we go for 3 days is because in a big disaster, you may be on your own for a full 3 days before help comes. And we recommend with the American Red Cross to make sure you're CPR qualified, and 2 people in your family are CPR qualified as well as first aid, because if you're the one that needs the CPR and you're the one that's qualified, it doesn't help you at all. Yes, you can buy flood insurance after your home is flooded. However, it won't be covered for that particular flood. And it takes about 30 days for your flood insurance to actually be activated. In a national disaster and a big flood, the president sometimes comes in and declares it a federal disaster area. And in that case, yes, you can get a little bit of money. And that's not very much, it's only about $28,000. And sometimes you do qualify for loans, but remember, you have to pay back the loan on top of your existing mortgage. Well, in case there's a flood, you really need to make sure your children know where to go, especially if they walk to and from school. You need to let them know to stay at the school, do not try to come home, and that you will be getting there as soon as the roads clear and all the debris clears, so it's safe to do so to pick up your child. You do not want to put yourself and your child in harm's way. With the Red Cross, we say get a kit, make a plan, and be informed. And if you know ahead of time what your school, the children's school, has whatever they haven't planned for a disaster or a flood, then everybody knows what to do. Your children knows what to do, and your school knows what to do, and you know what to do. During a storm, you're informed of the flood, usually through the TV and the radio, and they tell you that maybe there's a watch or a warning. The first comes the watch. That means watch out, it looks like we could have a flood. A warning is that there is some flooding, and flooding is imminent. For those out there that believe that they can go through an intersection full of water, we say turn around, don't drown. Doesn't take much water to take you right off the road. If you drive a big SUV or another big truck of that type, you have large tires. And the larger the tire, the better chance you're going to float, more than actually a little small vehicle. So remember, the bigger the vehicle doesn't mean you're going to make it through that water any safer than a smaller vehicle. Kids should not play in old flood waters or even when it's flooding, because if you notice, what's on the street or in the gutters are going to be what's in that water. There could be nails, toxins, pollutants, glass, and most of the time the kids are going to be in their bare feet, and therefore it's just very dangerous. Well, if they know there's a flood and if they're in a car, go to higher ground and get inside somewhere inside a building. You know, this might be the time to go and have a cup of coffee and watch the water go away when it finally stops, and then when it's safe to do so, get out. And if you're home, go inside. You don't know. With storms comes lightning as well as rain, and both of those things can be dangerous at sometimes. Well, you know, it's very tempting after a storm when you see these water basins that the week before children were playing ball in. Children need to stay out of it till all the water recedes. Again, because of the toxins and everything that gets brought into the water because of the flooding. It's not safe. And the depth, you don't know how deep it is. You know, if it's a little bit of water, still it's not safe. A lot of water, definitely not safe. Your home is flooded. The first thing you need to do is to call your agent if you have flood insurance. If not, or you need to get that water and that mud out of your house as fast as you can, because wet drywall as well as carpet, it just can create more problems. Mold, and once you start getting that mold in your house, that opens up a whole other can of worms. Well, I love doing the work with the Red Cross, especially giving people education on what to do in a disaster, preparedness. It's the whole idea is being prepared. And if you know what to do, then you can respond instead of react. And I love to go out and share this information to the public, which we do with the regular group of presenters. And we tell them what to do so you feel better. And then if you know that if you have a large percentage of your population here in Las Vegas know what to do during a disaster or a flood, can you imagine? We're going to get through this so much easier than not knowing what to do. So it warms my heart to do that, and I love doing it. I love working with the American Red Cross. It's just one of those things that, I don't know, it makes me feel great, like I've gone out to disasters and done shelter work, and it's something that is more beautiful than you get back about 500 times more than you put into it. So it's a good experience.
The district takes a proactive approach when it comes to managing the flood risk in our community. Now it's time for you to put together your own game plan. Betty, our team's ahead and there's only one inning left.
Thanks, Carrie Ann, and we'll be back with more on the Flood Channel right